My, oh my, on a Tuesday? Could it be? No, it couldn't be, but yes, it is after all. Welcome to a very, very special Lonely Tuesday edition of Sam Roberts Now. Who thought we would get here? But here we are. I thought that since usually we're live on a Friday, but this previous Friday, we had to take the evening off, and tomorrow I'm headed out on a jet plane to San Diego, California for San Diego Comic-Con, so there's no way that I'll be able to do a live Sam Roberts Now. This Friday, I said I can't leave the millions and millions, or at least dozens and dozens of lonely loyalists. That's a good one, lonely loyalists. Alone, without somebody to be lonely with. So here's that content, here's that joy, here's the show. Welcome to Sam Roberts Now. And while he's not in the hot dog corner that he has become accustomed to, Hot Dog is here back in the Not Sam Thunderdome. Welcome back,
Hello,
Hot Dog.
Sam.
Be honest, it's not as good. It's not as good in the Thunderdome as it is in the hot dog corner.
No, I like the hot dog corner. It's warm and there's a table for me. I could put food on it if I want to. It's very nice.
But you are lazy and won't come.
Well, Sam, are you forgetting something on your trip to San Diego Comic-Con this week?
Let's see. Dope-ass stuff, toys, wrestling.
Cool. I love all that stuff.
Oh, I am going solo. That's for sure.
Yeah, you are.
Hot Dog's angry because I didn't trim my beard for his dumb photo shoot, but I trimmed it for Comic-Con.
It was for you. It was for you. And,
yeah.
And now.
Yeah,
now
really? Did you put on that reggae tone for my benefit or for yours?
No, that one was for me.
I exposed you for that.
Good job. Now you're looking all unkept on the SiriusXM app.
That's the least of my concerns about the way I look on that app. I could have a paper bag over my head. It would still be number 6 on the list. But that's not what we're here to talk about, okay? Because as you could see, I used one of your beautiful photos to advertise the big Sam Roberts Now tonight. And look.
Good quality.
Good quality photo. Very effective. People are watching with us. I mean, it's just that easy. Obviously, it's not our problem, Hot Dog.
Thank you. Yes, I want that to be known. This is not a operator error.
No.
On my part.
Or mine. No, absolutely not. I would love to blame you, Hot Dog, for the picture. I tried. I looked through the texts. I looked through the receipts. I checked all the receipts to see how is Hot Dog at fault for the fact that my picture on SiriusXM was so bad that I had to complain about it on the air, to the extent that if you go to the app, there is no longer a picture representing the show. It's just,
oh God, really?
We're the only show that it's just text. Jim Norton and Sam Roberts, that's it. No picture. Fine, no picture then.
We'll take Jim away too. Or we'll just leave Jim. How about that?
I told him, just leave Jim. You know what, take my name off too. I'm fine. I don't need
Faction
it.
Talk.
Don't do me any favors. Faction Talk in the morning. Look, that's not what we're here to do. We're here to get to the bottom of a lot of stuff that's been going on, and a lot of stuff that people have been asking me, like, oh, I want you to do a show about this, I want you to do a show about that, and we got to find these little pockets of time. So I do want to discuss the fact that one of the great shows of the internet, the Bodega Boys, Desus and Mero, have left Twitter in just a state of shambles. I don't remember a breakup being considered this universally tragic
since Opie and Anthony.
I mean, maybe not. Look, Opie and Anthony had an outward hostility towards each other by the end of the show. You know? Like, I mean, really, when you go back towards the end of that show, you go, that's insane. Like, they made history in a lot of ways. And one of the ways was to have an on-air, contemptuous relationship with each other. Desus and Mero were still that new generation that, like, you know, we watch these shows because we think everybody's friends, you know? We watch the Flagrant show because all the Flagrant boys are friends. We want to think that Jamie and Joe Rogan are best buddies. We want to think that, you know, back when what was the show that was called, whatever it was called on Complex, Everyday Struggle, We wanted to think that even though DJ Ack and Joe Budden were at each other's throat, I'll bet they love each other. We want to believe that everybody's friends. But Hot Dog, I'm here to tell you I've witnessed it too many times. Nothing like success will destroy any relationship. I've yet to see.
Every time one comes up that you really, really like, you go, no, not these guys.
Not these guys.
These guys are really, really cool. No,
not them. That's the Bodega Boys. That's not the Bodega Boys. No, because you know what happens? Money. And there's more of it. And something that I've always said is, when there's mo money, there's mo problems.
Sam Roberts.
Sam Roberts. Yeah, look, I don't know what happens, man. I don't know. I don't even think it's a matter of, it's because they went to Showtime. It's because they went to Vice. It's because they went mainstream. It's just success. I think success on the internet is just as likely to destroy people as success in the mainstream is. I think that's why, like, for instance, a lot of podcasts that I think stay together are people who have outside interests, meaning they're stand-up comedians. So like Jim and me, for instance. I'm not really worried about Jim and myself. Number one, because we have a lack of success. But number two, because Jim and I both have lives that run very, very deep outside the show. We're doing the show, we like being around each other in the morning, but we let it all go. We're not attached at the hip in any way, shape, or form. No. Jim, that's what makes the show unique, in my opinion. Jim has a life. I have a life. We bring those lives together in the morning, entertain the people, have a great time with each other. Bada bing, bada boom, have a shared history. It's perfect. It's great. But it's a very unique relationship. I think most shows, the members of the show get established along with the show all at the same time. You can't tell me, and I don't know, but I listen. I listen to shows very, very closely because I've seen that hostility build. I've seen that hostility exist even way, way, way before anybody realizes that hostility exists. You can't tell me the Breakfast Club likes each other. You can't. I won't believe it. I refuse to believe it.
I mean, but they're also in the same realm of they have their own stuff. Like Charlemagne has his own stuff.
They do, but the Breakfast Club is still that anchor. That's still that breadwinner. They'd all three of them be fine without the Breakfast Club. I truly believe, because that's what makes that show great. They're all so talented, but I do think they resent each other. I do absolutely think that, and I don't know if that's the case with Desus and Mero. I think a couple of things happened here. So Desus and Mero, rumors started to spread unofficially on like Monday morning. And then by Monday evening, it became official. I saw first at the beginning of the day on Monday, people are like, no, the Showtime show's going away, but the podcast is going to stay. And they're like, well, the podcast might go away, but the Showtime show's going to stay.
The brand is still strong.
They just wanted to know that the brand was still strong. And then it came down to it, that Desus and Mero were going to exist separately. Showtime and the official Twitter account of the show, which, by the way, this show, like, it created on the internet, right? It was one of the very early shows. It was before the big podcast boom. It was before this real podcast boom that's happening now, where people are making a lot of money. It was like they were pretty early to the game, and then they ended up on Vice, and they were also doing YouTube, and then they ended up on Showtime. And it was a huge deal to watch talent that had been homegrown and raised on the internet move all the way to Showtime. They were on Jim and Sam. That was a great crossover. Yeah, Desus and Mero, ex Jim and Sam. I was so happy that happened. It's not going to happen again, but I was so happy that happened. I know. Were you a big fan, Hot Dog?
Yeah, Vito put me on. Vito from Bennington put me on years ago.
Yes, because Vito's a New York kid. They appealed to New York kids, and then that just natural likability and camaraderie expanded past New York and just created an army of Bodega Boys everywhere. And
super local, like.
Maurice Dubois was one of their, like they constantly shouted out Maurice Dubois. And if you're in New York, Maurice Dubois is a young legend, okay? Maurice Dubois is a local news anchor like no one else. I used to get real excited. This is even before Desus and Mero, because I would drive to work really early in the morning back in the O&A days. And I would drive past the big warehouse where they did the CBS morning news, and I would watch 5 o'clock in the morning, 4:30. I would watch Maurice Dubois walk into the building every morning. And I'd be like, there's the big homie, Maurice Dubois.
Legend.
And then Desus and Mero picked up on it, too. They knew he was a legend. I knew he's a legend, but I digress. Maurice Dubois is going to keep working. Okay, that's no problem.
And the rumor mills are going crazy. They're, I went on the Desus and Mero Reddit subreddit for the first time today just to see.
That's probably where we'll get the scoop there. Yeah, that's
yeah.
It's pretty reliable.
A lot of Hollywood Desus comments and stuff like that, or the lifestyles not meshing, or the theories that are going on with one of them, hanging out with all the A-listers ever since getting big, and the other one being
who was hanging out with the A-listers.
Well, Desus has been hanging out lately with a lot of celebrities and partying and all that, because he's the single one, He's like like Anthony. He doesn't have.
I remember when they came and did the show, and Mero was talking about the fact that he had all these kids and he was living out in Jersey, and Desus was more like, yeah, and I change my shoes every single show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So we think Desus went Hollywood. This is what we think. That maybe Desus went. Streets is saying that Desus has gone Hollywood, thinks he's a big shot, and blah blah blah, and is maybe asking for like big checks and everything. And Mero's over here going like, I got these kids to feed. What are you doing, homie? What are you doing? Something like that.
And apparently people have been worried since January, because January
6th
was the last time that they released a podcast, because they have their podcast and they have the TV show. So they
that's when you know you got power, dude. When you can drop a podcast in January and nothing for 7 months, and then people are like, they'll be back.
Yeah.
You understand, if I missed Notsam Wrestling for 2 weeks, people would be like, I guess Sam doesn't like wrestling anymore. Whatever. Like, okay. Right. I guess that's dead. I guess it's gone and buried. Wow.
So yeah, there's a lot of people going, well, okay, well, he's flying around hanging out with his celebrity friends and all this, but they don't have time to do the podcast anymore. And
Desus is the one that said big things soon come.
Yes.
Is that meaning that he thinks he's going to get like a big deal or something like that?
Hollywood Desus.
Oh, I see. Do you like that now there's a lot of people that clearly don't watch the show that are reporting on it because it's a big story, and we're getting a lot of Desus? I love Desus and Mero. Desus and Mero?
This is like the Hardy Boys or Edge and Christian or the Dudleys splitting up,
You couldn't see it happening. You couldn't see it.
Heartbreaking.
And even when they did it to the Dudleys, people were like, no. I mean, they fucked with Reverend Devon for a second, and it did give us Batista, but all right, let's get Bubba back. No. Let's go back to it. Let's get back to Dudleyville. Let's get back to putting women through tables.
Maybe they'll change their mind. Maybe they'll see the errors of their way.
I mean, they can pull it off, but it'll be tough. Look, I mean, it is something doing a show together consistently. Like, it's just everybody involved in the show thinks that they're the biggest star. Everybody like wants bigger money on some level. Like, there are so many shows. They start to resent the success of their own show because they feel like they are a bigger star outside of their show, that their show has made them such a big star, and they are now carrying the weight of that show, that if it weren't for the show, they could go take advantage of all the incredible opportunities that are being afforded to them, that the show is actually holding them back. But what they don't understand is that all of the opportunities are based on the show. So if there is no show, 9 times out of 10, the opportunities very quickly dry up, and you go, oh, even if you are the big dog on the show, you still need the show. It's still all about the brand.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to leave this place to be a movie star because look at all my fans. But the fans only cared because you were on this.
Boom. Yeah. It's like, Man, that sucks. You would think maybe even if they were just like, we're only going to do the Showtime show. That's all we're going to do together. People would be like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Although the Showtime show was a lot. Wasn't it on like twice a week?
That's not a lot, though.
But they took time off, right? Like twice a week, but for a season. Yeah.
I think right now it was supposed to be a mid-season. They were like, it wasn't even like the end of the current season.
How do you even work that out with Showtime and go like, hey, we're going solo, and Showtime's like, hey, remember all that money we're giving you for the show?
Yeah, man, thanks.
Yeah, we'd like some of the shows that we were going to do that we gave you the money for. Yeah, we're not giving you the money for single shows.
That's a lot of money. That's Showtime money.
Yeah, it's Showtime.
So it couldn't have been just a creative difference.
No, that's like, I can't be in the same room as that guy anymore.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot in this sort of paired up world. I mean, who's next? You know, they got Ethan Klein and Trisha, frenemies. They got them. Show business got frenemies. What's next? What's next is why, you know, these solo shows are the way to go, unless you got other stuff going on.
I mean, what duo am I supposed to listen to right now in media?
I mean, Jim and Sam would be a good one. It's a possibility. You could try. Pretty good.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah, but who's talking to these streets right now?
I am.
Who?
Me?
No. No.
I'm always talking to these streets.
Certainly not. Certainly not.
Oh, okay.
No,
Right.
certainly not. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think that's the case. No. I mean, we're a duo.
Yeah.
We could be the content duo.
We could take over. We could email Showtime and be like, I hear you need a slot filled Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Although it would be awesome if you were like, I think I'm the thing that's carrying this whole vehicle. Like if you just got such a big ego that you're like, people are tuning in for hot dog and that's it at this point. I think
Sam, I think we're gonna just end the show.
I'll be like, real? Yeah?
yeah, this isn't working.
I mean, yeah, because it's like, well, I provide the content and the prep. And so you're thinking the reactions are the okay.
Yeah. So we're just gonna end this if that's cool with you.
I would love that. I'd probably feed your ego if we were in a situation like that. I'd probably go, man, hot dog, how'd you get so good at this, dude? How do you keep nailing it? Yeah. So I guess we'll see what happens in the future. They got to come back for like a Christmas special or something like that. Even if it's just Desus and Mero doing quarterly specials. People would, right?
Well, first we need to know what happened.
We need to know what happened.
You got to let us know what happened.
Air out that family business.
Exactly. It's going to get worse before it gets better.
You know who's happy about all this, though?
Who?
DJ Envy.
Oh, yeah.
DJ Envy's like, yep, that's awesome.
I love it. Great news.
Yeah.
Let them fight.
Yeah.
Let them fight.
Yeah. DJ's okay. See, Henry's Animation Studio says, I love hot dog. So maybe you're onto something there, hot dog.
Thank you. And we'll see. I got some opportunities on the horizon.
Look, hot dog, before we do anything else, I do have to tell you that people have trouble, People have trouble with stress. People have trouble with grief, moments of growth, and times we feel like we're moving backwards, okay? How do I take it? I feel disrespected at work. I feel shat upon. I feel like nothing. I feel like I just keep pushing this boulder uphill, and I keep pushing and pushing. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere. How do I keep my sanity, right? Sometimes you just got to talk to somebody. Sometimes you got to take care of your brain. Sometimes you got to look out for number one, self-care. Take care of you. And you can't do that on your own. You go to BetterHelp for that. BetterHelp is not a crisis line, and it's not self-help. See, BetterHelp is professional therapy. It's done securely online and worldwide. You can log into your BetterHelp account anytime and send a message to your therapist. You can schedule weekly video or phone sessions. There's no uncomfortable waiting room. You don't have to do it on screen, so you don't have to put yourself on video. Whatever makes you comfortable so that you can get your brain right, BetterHelp will be there for you. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches. That's why they make it easy and free to change therapists. It's more affordable than traditional therapy, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp is a great way to show up for yourself and invest in your well-being. You deserve inner peace. Get that inner peace. Visit BetterHelp.com/Sam Roberts. That's BetterHelp.com/Sam Roberts. Join over 2 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced professional. So many people have been using BetterHelp that they're recruiting additional therapists in all 50 states. Special offer for Sam Roberts Now listeners. Get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/Sam Roberts. That's BetterHelp.com/Sam Roberts. Now, hot dog.
Yes.
There is something that people have been asking me to take a look at, and I think tonight's the night to finally take a look at it.
What are we looking at?
Rob Zombie's Munsters trailer.
Oh.
Have you seen this?
No.
Look.
I haven't even heard of it.
You never heard of the Munsters?
No.
You never heard of the show The Munsters?
Munsters? Munsters?
Munsters. It's a hugely famous show from the late 60s, went into the 70s, TV movie in the 80s, in the 90s. Remakes have been done. The Munsters.
Oh, it's Frankenstein. Is it Frankenstein?
Grandpa Munster. That's Herman that you're looking. It's Herman Munster.
Oh, and it's
Lily.
It's the Addams Family.
Well, no, it's
Dracula.
No, it's not. It came out around the same. It was the competition to the Addams Family. Yes, it was the Pepsi to the Addams Family's Coke. But many people loved the Munsters. This is a little bit. This is almost like a Leave It to Beaver, Father Knows Best type sitcom, but with monsters whose last name is Munster. Grandpa Munster.
Munsters.
How do you not know?
I mean, it's I wasn't born during this, and it's not my demo.
Whose demo? I wasn't born. I'm old and I'm a boomer, and I wasn't born during this.
It's not my demo.
It's a famous show, dude.
Do they have a catchy song like the Addams Family?
It had an extremely catchy song.
Super catchy, bro.
It's extremely catchy.
They're kind of creepy looking, though. Kind of nightmare fuel.
It's catchy. Well, what are you looking at right now? The original show?
I'm looking at the original show, and the makeup, it's very creepy. I don't like it.
So, Rob Zombie is a huge fan of the Munsters. Now, there had been reports that the Munsters was being remade for a while now. Several years ago, before the pandemic, there was a rumor going around that Seth Meyers had acquired the rights to the Munsters, and that he was going to do a show where the Munsters moved to like Greenpoint, where they were going to hang out in like hipster Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. And like, you know, how does hipster Brooklyn and the Munsters interact together? That's kind of fun, right? A bunch of woke teens, now they have to accept Frankenstein. That's kind of fun.
It's a good premise.
But that's not happening. That's over. Somehow that went away. And Rob Zombie of the Connecticut Zombies was able to acquire the rights to the Munsters and made a deal with Universal. Now, I'm a tremendous, huge fan of Rob Zombie. The biggest Rob Zombie fan I know. I've got the T-shirts. I've got his logo and autograph tattooed on my arm. Multiple pictures with the guy. I love all the music. All the mainstream White Zombie releases. La Sexorcisto, Astro Creep 2000, the solo stuff, Hellbilly Deluxe, The Sinister Urge.
I like all of those too.
American Witch, Foxy Foxy. Educated Horses is the album. I listen to his current stuff. I've seen him live many times. And then his movies. Don't get me started on his movies. I love his movies. Almost all of them.
Should do a Rob Zombie trivia night.
Murder at Rob Zombie trivia night. Murder. Like a Rob Zombie music video. House of a Thousand Corpses. His first foray into film. This is a film so controversial that it took years to finally make. And when it came out, mixed reviews. I loved it. Great shout out to a lot of the horror movies of the 70s and the influences that shaped the creative brain of Rob Zombie. A little bit of that sort of first filmmaker thing where he's trying to fit everything that he's ever wanted to be into a film into the film because it's the first time he's ever done it. There's a little bit of that, but it's great. House of a Thousand Corpses is amazing. The Devil's Rejects. You're an asshole if you don't like The Devil's Rejects. Like, everything else Rob Zombie, I get it. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing. But The Devil's Rejects is just a generally good movie. Devil's Rejects is awesome across the board. It is a much more reality-based sequel to House of a Thousand Corpses. Have you ever seen Devil's Rejects, Hot Dog?
No.
It's fantastic. I see Frank S. in the chat quoting the great actor Chris Hardwick. Dr. Satan! Ah! Dr. Satan was a character in House of a Thousand Corpses. But yeah, then he remade Halloween, which I thought his Halloween remake was very good.
Yeah.
Halloween 2, he did a sequel to his remake, which, well, we don't need to discuss it all that much.
Trash.
31 was a fun movie, very low-budget horror movie, a good time, kind of a battle royale type movie. There was, there's been a bunch of them. I love his movies. I love everything. And so there is almost like an onus, a pressure that I feel when Rob Zombie comes up with new content where I'm like, okay, I might be on the defensive because there are Rob Zombie haters out there, and I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate that at all. But he dropped the trailer to the Munsters, and people were very fascinated by this, but also skeptical because generally you would think the Munsters would be right up Rob Zombie's alley. He's a confirmed Munsters fan. Okay, how about this one? Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches. I slam in the back of my...
Bitches?
Not in the back of my bitches. No, Dragula. Dragula. I slam in the back of my Dragula. The song Dragula, it's like his biggest song, Dragula.
All the words ended with itches.
Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches. I slam in the back of my Dragula. You never heard the song Dragula?
No, man.
What Rob Zombie song have you ever heard if you've never heard of Dragula?
I heard, there's whatever's wrestling related with Rob Zombie, I've heard.
The Edge song? The song Edge came out to from?
Yeah.
Never Gonna Stop.
Never gonna stop.
It's a great song. It's a great
gonna stop.
Scream if you want it, cause I want more. Yeah, look, I love it. I love it all. I love it all. But Dragula's his most famous song. I can't believe you didn't even.
Never heard of it.
It's the biggest hit he's ever had.
You sure it's not the Edge theme song?
No, it's bigger than the Edge theme song. I mean, look, it's not more human than human, but it's as far as, regardless, I bring it up to say, Dragula is the name of the hot rod that Herman Munster drives in The Munsters. One of his biggest songs ever is about the car from The Munsters. He loves The Munsters. However, The Munsters is a very family-friendly show. The Munsters is not a bloody, violent show, right? So while it does seem to be in the wheelhouse of Rob Zombie, it's out of his comfort zone in the sense that he's only ever done movies with like a whole bunch of blood and violence and curses and titties and stuff like that.
Blood and gore.
No gore, no titties in the Munsters, traditionally. And he said...
For now.
Well, he said he was taking on a more traditional take on the Munsters. He's gonna do a Munsters movie. So people are like, okay, I'm very curious about this. Of course, criticism he's met with when he announces that Morticia Lily Munster. Morticia Addams is from the Addams family. Yeah, Lily Munster. When Lily is going to be played by Sherry Moon Zombie, there is some criticism. But look, Sherry Moon Zombie is a fabulous actress. She happens to be his wife and is in all of his movies. I understand. But
yeah, I mean, can't blame the guy.
Look, if you married a super hot, fabulous actress, you would put her in all your movies too. Okay? So whatever. I don't take that criticism seriously because how do you know? Maybe she'll be a great Lily Munster. And I'll bet she's seen every episode of the Munsters because it'd be like, like my wife could...
you sitting just down for Survivor Series 1994.
My wife would be one of the incredible actresses to ever play Sensational Sherry. Because she's seen it. She knows, okay? She would make a good Miss Elizabeth, I think, my wife.
Miss Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
I love you.
It's will you marry me? Not I love. These quotes are wrong, hot dog.
He never said that. He
said
I love
Elizabeth, you. Will you marry me? Not Miss Elizabeth, I love you. Like, wait. It's wrong. Anyway. So the teaser comes out, and the teaser we find out that it's in color. That his version of the Munsters is in full Technicolor, which it's like, okay, interesting.
Cute.
Now, some people are saying that there's a $40 million budget on this movie. I don't believe that that's true. Number one, because it's released not through... my understanding is that the studio that picked it up is the subsidiary of Universal Studios that generally makes the direct-to-video sequels. Like, they didn't do Beethoven, and they didn't do Beethoven's second or third, but they did Beethoven's fourth and fifth. You know what I mean? Like, they did Home Alone, but the ones that didn't have Macaulay Culkin, right? Not one or two. Not the Donald Trump one, the one after the Donald Trump one. So so that was the first reason I said I don't think that this is a $40 million budget movie. And then the second reason is I watched the trailer.
Oh.
It didn't strike me. I don't know what you would have spent $40 million on. If watching the trailer, if it is a $40 million movie, I think you have to check some zombie pockets. Because, $40 million. It's a movie. It's done.
Check the payroll for the wife.
Should we watch? Yeah, exactly. Let's check out the trailer. Let me hit play for you. So I like this. That's the old school Universal Pictures logo and theme and everything. That's cool.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie, the director of House of a Thousand Corpses.
Love that movie.
Halloween.
Love that movie.
And the Devil's
Love that movie.
Brings you the greatest love story ever told.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
I'm with the font and the sets and everything. Up until now, I haven't seen any actual actors. Mm-hmm. I'm getting very fan-made vibes.
But that's the style, right? Because it was like 70s or
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it did look pretty.
I mean, even the font looked fan-made.
Yeah.
And
what's that? It looked very iMovie.
It looked very iMovie. The pacing of it was kind of weird. The audio mixing was like cut. Well, whatever. Being judgmental. Barely started.
Brain of a super genius transplanted into the body of a perfect physical specimen.
I want a man that makes my blood run cold. A man that every time he enters my crypt, it's like a stake through my dead black heart.
I can whip you up a humpy down in the lab.
Oh no, remember what happened last time?
He was batty.
I'm gonna go.
Okay. I'm looking for a vision. A queen.
Okay, look.
True love.
We got some slapstick, but I'm not mad at the slapstick. I'm not mad at the cheesiness because, it's the Munsters. Like, the Munsters is cheesy. The Munsters is slapstick. I mean,
I mean, this does look straight to DVD.
It looks like it. I mean, it doesn't. Like if it were made on oh look, I made this. Like there's a guy who just made this on YouTube. I'd be like, oh, that's cool.
Good job, Hot Dog. Yeah.
Yeah, like Hot Dog. I can't believe you made this whole thing. Like, you're like, yeah, it actually only cost, $3,800. I was like, oh, wow. That's great. Yeah, I got my wife to do the lead role. Oh, okay. That's one way to do it. Yeah. It is, very kind of stripped down 70s.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, part of it is artistic, whatever, and how it was, but part of it still, even beyond that, it still looks pretty cheap.
What?
Even past this, even past the 70s stuff,
Yeah, I mean, the problem is that, like, in the 70s, they used, like, film.
Right.
So if you shot this and film's expensive. So if you had,
still
like...
looks cinematic.
Yeah. Like, this is obviously shot on, like, video. Maybe on phones. Maybe. I think also, like, I think they're going for very hydrated colors. You know what I mean? Like, very, like, they almost want to make the color look fake. Like, they want to make it look like colorized black and white. But, I mean, it just looks like somebody just figured out that you can color balance and made everything real bright. You know what I mean? Like, when you first figure out color balance, and you're like, look how purple!
Oversaturate!
Look how purple I can make this! This is awesome! All right, let's see.
What exactly do you want?
Is Herman Munster in there? I knew the moment I laid eyes on you that you were special. I understand if you don't feel the same. I'm just a regular gal living a boring, normal life.
If there's one thing I know, is that the rest of the world melted away.
I'm going to assume that part that we just saw is supposed to be cheesy green screen. Like, I'm going to assume that there's a part in the movie that is cheesy green screen. Not that it's like, that's the real background, but it's like some kind of fantasy where they're supposed to be in front of a green screen. Because I think people are probably biting their heads off. I do like the level of commitment in here, okay? I like that this is like so far off the beaten path of what would be a movie now. Right? Like, this is very committed to whatever the vision is.
Sure, that's a...
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
That's one way to put it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Committed, yeah.
Committed.
As you appeared in my life. It seems Miss Lily is truly in love.
Oh, come on, you know and I know that we gotta get rid of that bozo Herman Munster.
So Grandpa's fun, and it's the prequel, obviously, you see. Herman and Lily are getting to know each other. This is the theme music, Hot Dog. This is catchy. By the way, like this part, this black and white part is great. Like this right here, these black and white scenes with the Munsters music playing in the long shot in the house and everything, these are great. This is this is perfect.
Greetings from Transylvania.
That looks bad.
Sandy Kane's in it. What looks bad?
That just that outside scene with the Frankenstein dude and this
Herman
lady
Munster.
Here.
Oh
yeah.
It looks like a commercial.
Yeah. That's what it is.
It looks like it looks like an insurance commercial.
Or like a pizza commercial. Like he's gonna pull up some Domino's or something.
I'm getting big Papa John's vibes from this.
Yeah.
Did someone say shakaroni?
Ooh.
Woo!
Get your Halloween Papa John's special now.
Yeah, this is big commercial. This is big Papa John's vibes. Big Papa John's vibes. I gotta know. Maybe, and who knows? Could be on the DP. Maybe
How,
Rob
though?
Zombie's DP is the Papa John's guy.
How the fuck did he drop $40 million on this?
It
Come
can't
on.
be. That's got to
No,
be
it's
not true.
impossible.
I don't believe it. Unless he spent that on Papa John's.
Not even half.
No, there's no way this is a $20 million movie. I mean, this isn't $1 million. Like, this is maybe like $600,000. You'd be like, really?
Yeah.
Like,
I
I refuse to believe that this is more than 600,000.
Let's see the set, location.
It's in Transylvania, like legit Transylvania.
I think the most expensive part of this would be the set. The sets.
Yeah, and the
That's it.
sets look real cheap.
Yeah, but that's the most expensive part, you know?
I mean,
And I would say-
Mr. Beast has better sets.
Yeah, and I'll give you generous. We spent $100,000 on the set, you know?
Okay.
I'll give you that.
100 on the set. The cast doesn't seem huge, and it seems like it's his boys. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's making $1 million to shoot this movie.
Yeah, but if you pay your wife $20 million, that $20 million is going back home, baby.
Wouldn't it be great if this turned out to be a Rob Zombie money laundering scheme? The whole Munsters movie was a Rob Zombie money laundering scheme.
I mean, these things have to happen in Hollywood.
Yeah. Let's see. Not with Rob Zombie, though.
Transylvania! That's a strange way of saying hello.
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to get used to it.
All right. Coming September 2022. They got 2 months, hot dog. 2 months. I think they got to make some changes.
Yeah. Looking at the comments, this looks like a straight to VHS movie from the 90s, except with less charm.
Less? Oh, I was hoping they were going to say more.
No.
Less. Okay. What are some of the other comments?
This looks like a show you would find on Disney XD.
XD. That's terrible.
Yeah, they're not good.
One of the comments says they got their sets and makeup from Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's getting hammered. He's getting hammered on this trailer. I've never seen a more universally panned trailer than Rob Zombie Munsters.
Yeah, and it sucks because you're a big fan. So
I love Rob Zombie.
Your boy's about to take an L.
Maybe not. Maybe it's not going to be Morbin time. I don't know. I mean, are they going to put this out in theaters? Like, does it say? It just says coming. It says coming September 2022. Like, there's no way this is going to be in a movie theater. Like,
oh yeah, you think it's going to be on AMC 42nd Street?
Yeah, who's going to see the Munsters in a movie theater?
Absolutely. You have to experience the cinematography and the way that the director and the way that the director envisioned it is to be on IMAX.
Look, I'll see it in a theater because that's my boy. but like Nope is going to be in theaters, and Nope has to worry about whether or not people are going to go see it. Right? Jordan Peele. So far, he's 2 for 2, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Nope comes out this weekend, and he's got to sit there and worry, are people really going to go to a theater to see Nope? You think people are going to go see a theater for the Munsters? It's not going to happen. Nobody cares about the Munsters.
When your movie budget is $20,
that's not what it says, is it?
It's not accurate because it was $40 million, so this commenter is vastly off.
What if another conspiracy theory is that the budget is super low, more like $40,000 instead of $40 million, and reports the budget is $40 million is an attempt to boost interest? Yeah, there's no way that this movie costs $40 million. It's impossible. It's not true. I guarantee you that that's not a true thing. I guarantee you that this movie cost under $1 million to make. Under $1 million.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so first of all, it's not like you said, it's not the main Universal.
To my knowledge, it is not. It is a subsidiary.
Yeah.
It doesn't say in theaters only, by the way. Movies nowadays, if they're coming out in theaters only, will say in theaters only. Does Universal, what is Peacock? Universal is Peacock, right?
Yes.
It's going straight to Peacock, dude.
If they're lucky enough.
This is going to be streaming on a cock right next to me.
It could just be just upload it to YouTube.
I guess so.
I just post it on YouTube. We'll see what we can do.
That'd be dope as hell if I can tell people, yo, streaming on the cock right now. Your boy and his boy, Rob Zombie.
Yeah. When you're done with me,
yeah,
check out the Munsters.
SmackDown Lowdown, then the Munsters. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
By the way, God bless. But who knows? I'll see the movie. When the movie comes out, it might blow everybody away. This could be one of those trailers that's just they rushed it out, or they're trying to build anticipation, or they're trying to misdirect, or who knows?
I want to say, as a compliment, this looks like a impressive looking senior year college project.
That's not a compliment. Rob Zombie's made like 8 movies.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Yeah, no, he's a movie maker. It's not a compliment at all. It's an insult. I did all the movies I mentioned. He did Lords of Salem. He's done a ton of movies. That's such an insult.
Okay, what about if I said this is spectacular work for a high school movie maker?
No. That's horrible. That's a terrible insult. Because he's not a high school student. He's a man who's made a ton of movies. It's a terrible insult.
Like, I would be like, wow, you're in 12th grade and you made this?
But he's not in 12th grade. He's so much older than that.
This is super impressive.
Yeah, no, don't say that because he's way older than that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll see it. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great, I'll bet. I'll bet it's going to be great, and you guys are going to be eating your words. I'm excited. You know what was great?
Oh, I know what was great.
The Rehearsal. I got to get me one of those laptop necklaces.
Oh my God. And just walk around the office the entire time. That is the Halloween costume of 2022. The laptop necklace. Nathan on The Rehearsal is this year's Halloween costume. Looking disheveled. Dude, I had dinner last night, kind of like a date dinner thing. And
nice.
Half of the dinner. Nice. Half of the dinner was literally us talking about The Rehearsal.
Dude, it's so good. So The Rehearsal, you guys know what a fan of Nathan Fielder I am, what a fan of Nathan For You that I am. I got to tune in to the debut episode of The Rehearsal. I don't have any advanced episodes. I don't have any of the press episodes or anything. All I've seen is what's on HBO. Yeah, thanks for nothing. All I've seen is what's on HBO Max right now. And let me tell you something. I've already watched the episode twice. It is outstanding. So the premise is that Nathan Fielder believes that any awkward interaction can be greatly helped by rehearsing it, that we can prepare for any outcome and make sure, guarantee a positive end to an awkward situation by preparing in great detail for any possible outcome. It's a for real show, no fakesies. The episode starts with Nathan basically posting a thing on Craigslist saying, do you have something you want to get off your chest or whatever it is?
TV opportunity.
Yeah, and somebody answers, and they want to explain to their friend that they've been lying about their educational status. So Nathan goes to his apartment and meets him. And the first big reveal is that several weeks before, I think 2 weeks before, Nathan had sent a group in there that claimed to be with the gas company that was doing LiDAR scans of the guy's apartment, which you can pretty easily do with iPhones now, and brought a blueprint of the apartment back to Nathan with photos. And they were able to build an exact replica of the guy's apartment. And Nathan was able to completely rehearse this interaction. And the only reason he did that, which, by the way, that in and of itself would be like an entire season of television. But that's the first 3 minutes of the show. It's just a proof of concept for Nathan to be able to demonstrate that he can set this guy up to tell his friend that he's been lying about his educational status. I mean,
such a nothing
it's
lie.
The most mundane nothing. But that's what Nathan is so brilliant at, is finding those little tiny nuances of human interaction and exploiting them and putting them on display. Like, we've all done those little things, but we've never thought to illustrate them. We've never thought to showcase them in a show. We've never thought to laugh at them. It's just a thing that we all do. So Nathan decides, okay, here's the deal. We're going to meet this woman that we're going to explain the educational status lie to in a bar. Nathan has an exact scale replica of the bar built in a warehouse. And for 2 weeks, Nathan and the guy and an actress rehearse the interaction that the guy is going to have with her. And they build a flow chart of every possible outcome to every scenario.
It's extensive. It's crazy how big that flow chart was.
It's insane. Like, you see him start writing it, and then it looks like the quadratic like formula. By the time he's done with it, it's unbelievable.
Just any little thing, like maybe the woman gets out of the bathroom. Yes? No? What do we do in case that happens? You know?
Yeah. We're going to sit at this table. What if that table is taken? Well, then you'll do this. It's so amazing how much detail. I mean, I don't know how long they must have spent putting this show together, but it was so worth it. It's just like deep.
The question is, how much money?
How much money? Yeah, I bet Nathan does not make a lot of money. First of all, more money was put into the rehearsal than the Munsters. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
And secondly, I don't think Nathan makes a ton of money hosting these shows. You know what I mean? I think that the show gets a budget and most of it goes back to the show. I think he makes his money writing for like Sacha Baron Cohen and for other people so that he doesn't have to make a fortune doing a show like this for HBO, because it is so incredible. And you follow this guy and you get to know all this guy's little idiosyncrasies and Nathan's like, the thing about Nathan is when he solves a problem, he generally solves it in the most complicated, convoluted way that is so detail-oriented and requires so much effort. But then he goes to the effort, and he goes through each and every little detail. It is so incredible
He
to
never
watch.
takes a step back whenever he hits a wall.
No.
It's like, okay.
He goes, we hit a wall. So I realized that there was no ceiling above the wall, even though the wall was 10 feet tall. We had enough room to make a rocket launcher, but what we'd need is a rocket that could fit both of us. So I created a seat that would fit on a rocket.
Just keeps going and going.
You know what? This is great. There's so many little parts in it, like the scale replica of the pizza oven, where they're putting the ingredients in and then pushing cooked pizzas back out and just throwing out the.
It's so good.
Yeah, the ending of the episode is good. And then I read that like next week's episode is not going to be like this week's episode. Like it's not every week there's a person that wants to explain something new to a loved one. Mm-hmm. It's not every week there's somebody who's been lying about something that wants help exposing it. Like, I guess they use this methodology, but it's different for every episode. Which is,
and I would have been happy if it was just this for the whole season.
Dude, they could have done this one episode. They could have easily, this one episode could have been stretched out to 6 episodes. Easily.
Yeah.
Any other show would have made 6 episodes out of the amount of hours that were put into this. But Nathan decided to just just slice off 40 minutes of it and give it to us.
Well, also, like, when the trailer dropped, I didn't know if this was a movie or show.
I still don't know how many episodes there are.
Yeah, so when I was watching this, I thought it was going to be like, oh, there's so much work being put into this.
Yeah.
Like, this is just like a one special thing.
When did you realize, watching the first episode, when did you realize, like, oh my God, this is just the first episode?
When it was just when they were just focusing on the guy and I didn't see anything else from the trailer, I was like, "Oh shit, this is."
Yeah, good call. Good call. Yeah, I realized like halfway through when I was like, "Wait, they're gonna get to the conclusion of this on this episode."
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. Yeah, good call. That none of the other like wild shit that happens on the trailer is in the episode. Yeah. Yeah, it's worth 2 watches. I mean, it's just brilliant. It's just I just love. There are some people that deserve the right to be left alone and allowed the ability to create. Just go and do your idea. It's insane. It's going to take too long. It's going to cost too much money. But go and live in your bubble. Go and live in your vacuum and come back to us with a product. And Nathan is one of those people.
What kind of like creative style do you think Nathan has? Do you think this is like pure character work, or do you think part of this is who he is, like the awkwardness?
No, I think there's a real. I think that there's a real element to his social awkwardness, and he likes to analyze that. Like he brings the most, and he's done this on Nathan For You as well. He brings in the most awkward, cringe-inducing people. But it's never really, I mean, we are laughing at them and, we are getting the cringe out of them, and he is putting them in uncomfortable positions.
Yeah.
But I never think that he's doing it to make them a punchline. I think that he is truly doing it because he loves just analyzing the way these people think. Like, all right, Hot Dog, I got some assignment watching for you over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
The series finale of Nathan For You. Have you ever seen it?
I think. Wait, was that the one with the old man?
Bill Gates impersonator? Yeah.
I saw how long it was. I was watching this like 2 days ago. I watched maybe like first 20, 30 minutes.
Watch the whole thing.
It's good.
I love this guy. It's unbelievable. So he meets a Bill Gates impersonator earlier in the series.
Earlier in the season.
And he's terrible. He's terrible. And he brings the Bill Gates impersonator back multiple episodes throughout the series of Nathan For You. And then in the series finale isn't even a prank. It's not a Nathan For You. It's not an anything. He just ends up talking to this guy as they're recording a DVD commentary for one of the episodes, which I need to hear. And
it reminds me of Dennis Falcone.
The Bill Gates impersonator?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think
hovering around the office.
I think if you sat with Dennis Falcone for a while, you'd find some real fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's amazing. But if you're not watching The Rehearsal, you have to, dude. You have to. It's like once in a lifetime TV that we are blessed to have. And it is that thing that once you watch it, like you want to talk about it, you want to talk to your friends about it. Like you watch it so you could talk to your friends about it.
It's all I talked about last night, and then this weekend with you guys, and then it made me go watch Nathan For You, any episodes that I didn't that I missed.
And you watch them again, right?
Yeah.
So brilliant. So brilliant. All right, guys, let's get to the super chat. If you want to join us, if you want to be a part of the show, if you want your chat in the message acknowledged, then go ahead and chat in the chat room acknowledged. Then super chat it in. All those super chats will be acknowledged tonight on Sam Roberts Now. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll be back with another episode of Sopranos Prima Volta this Sunday dinner. We've been putting them up every Sunday. We've been doing pretty good about not missing episodes. I read a lot of the comments week before last about people that were kind of annoyed that E and I had just started goofing off and doing less plot analysis. So this week, you could see on the episode that went up on Sunday, I purposefully went deep and made sure we did more plot analysis. So we're listening, and I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure
that shit.
Yes, make sure you hit like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and check out everything that we've got. Poodlerific. Does Sam have a sexy cosplay costume for Comic-Con? Well, what do you think the sexy costume is going to be this year, right? I mean, right before the pandemic, it was just Harley Quinns. Everybody was Harley Quinns. Is there a sexy superhero that I could be a sexy Ghostbuster?
Why don't you just wear a wig, like the old wig?
Like what?
Like an afro.
Like a Sam wig?
Yeah.
And I'm going as pre Final Form Sam?
Yeah.
That's a good cosplay. Herb Sam. That's who I'm going as. JD Straight Shot. Hot dog.
By the way, you'll get a lot of Homelander, the boys.
That's who it's going to be. Yeah, especially with that meme going everywhere.
So good.
Although, you know what the best meme is right now?
Watch this.
Watch this. Boo, 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 boo. Watch this. I can't get enough. JD Straight Shot. Hot dog takes a pretty okay picture. The subject in the photo just kind of sucks. Release the NFT and use it instead of the same picture every show has. Well, I'm not releasing the NFT.
Release the NFT cut.
I do have issues with my appearance in the hot dog photos. The entire photo set I didn't like, but
what?
I kind of put that back on myself more so than I put it on you.
What's wrong with the set?
I don't look like how I look.
Oh, okay. That's you. That's a you thing.
I know.
Like your appearance.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Just making sure.
When you said, what's wrong? I thought you were going to tell me I'm ridiculous for thinking that, but you just wanted to cover your ass.
Go, carry on.
King Buzzo, the man gave us La Sexorcisto. Give him a break. I mean, come on. Thunderkiss 65. See? Come on.
That's not as popular as Never Gonna Stop, though.
This is much more popular. Thunderkiss 65. Gave us La Sexorcisto. Welcome to Planet Motherfucker. That's a Rob Zombie tune.
Scream if you want it.
'Cause I want more. Yeah, my Durango. Number 95.
Something.
Yo, Edge is the man for having Rob Zombie theme music. He
cool, man.
He already was the man. I'm gonna bring that up to him next time I see him.
Can you bring that shit back? Yeah, tell Edge, please.
Edge and me are buds.
Yeah?
Yeah. He thinks that I catch all of his little nuances that he puts out there.
I mean, you're a genius, bro.
Because every time he does something, I hit him up and be like, bro, I saw this. And he's like, you see everything.
You're just like, I see you're going for a darker character. It's like, yeah, man.
Bro, you
get it.
You see everything, dude. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of a wrestling dude. I'm kind of a wrestling junkie. Beth Phoenix told me he brought me up in the house one time.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah. See? I was brought up in the Phoenix household. Grim Reaper. 3 people to leave alone and let them create. Rob Zombie, Nathan, and Sammy. Come on, man. I think that's exactly right. Rob Zombie, carte blanche to do whatever he wants. Nathan Fielder, carte blanche to do whatever he wants. And me, what happened? You locked me up. You threw a pandemic at me. You told me I couldn't leave the house. Then you said, will you just create a show that we can put on Peacock? And I went, yup. And then I did it. How many episodes we did, Hot Dog?
I think 10.
We did more than 10. It was at least 13.
Okay.
We did that.
Double digits, though. Take out Rob Zombie, put in Vince Gilligan.
Fuck Vince Gilligan.
What?
You know why? I'll tell you why. You know why Vince Gilligan lost his privileges to just be allowed to do whatever he wants?
Oh, God. Here we go.
Camino. That's why. Because, by the way, Vince Gilligan, he's not even doing that much for Better Call Saul.
But yeah, he's still...
It's mainly the other dude doing Better Call Saul.
Peter Gould, yeah.
Peter Gould. That's the dude.
Come on, man. You got a long flight tomorrow. Catch up, bro.
I got to download some episodes. That's a good call.
Yeah.
I'm trying to watch that Lifetime show about the Froggers.
Let's do. You know what you should do? You should do a post Better Call Saul series finale live show.
When is the finale?
Yeah, 4 more episodes. So
I got time. Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Get some numbers.
Did you hear about Froggers, the Lifetime show?
No, but it sounds silly.
Dude, no, it's a true story about strangers who live in people's houses and the people don't know. Like they live in their attic and like
Parasite?
Yeah.
Wow. That's okay. I'll check that out.
All right. And I got to watch that Goldberg doc too. Fabster. See you at the Comical Con, Sam Roberts. I'll see you there. And maybe I'm paranoid, but I read that as a threat. So I'm a little worried, Fabster. All right, guys. I appreciate you. See you at Comic-Con. Got 5 styluses. You might as well use them. And you know what? Cheers with you later. Have a good one, everybody.